everybody, welcome to the Messy Cook by Dale. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be making a dessert. Now this is called banana apple nut cake. I do a lot of banana breads, as you probably know if you watch my YouTube channel, and I make a really good one. But I wanted to find a cake, something different that's not just banana bread, something else. And I came across this and I sort of tweaked it to my own taste, so I'm going to share it with you today. It starts with some oil. So it's veggie oil. We're going to put a cup of veggie oil into a big bowl. The veggie oil is what brings all the moisture, or the moistness to the cake. We love our banana bread, and I tried this recipe a couple of weeks ago and it was so good, Dan? We had it for breakfast. We called it breassert, which is part breakfast, part dessert, because it was so yummy. But you have it with warm, with some butter on it. Oh, delicious. Okay. So we've got a cup of oil in here. To this, we're going to add, a cup of powdered sugar. Not regular, no, that doesn't come first. It's the cream sugar, yeah. Sorry. So we have a powdered sugar right here. Not regular sugar, powdered, which is an unusual.
Like icing sugar.
Icing sugar, yeah. And this will just bring the lightness to it. So there's 1 cup of that. Is it 1 cup I said? No, 2 cups of powdered sugar or icing sugar. All right, so we're going to give that a real good mix with a whisk. Oops. Doesn't take much, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh
Whoops.
Boy.
Okay, I'm okay. It's getting there. Okay. Jeez. Okay. So, whatever. Okay, so give this a really good mix. You want to bring some air into that. You can use an electric mixer, but I didn't see the point of dirtying it. Okay. There we have it. Okay. Next, we are going to add the eggs. 2 eggs, large, if you have, or medium, large, medium. And I use organic free range. Add the 2 eggs, give that a mix. It's a very moist cake and very flavorful, extremely flavorful. Okay, so we're going to give this a good mix too. There we go. Nice and fluffy. Okay, to this, we're going to add 3 bananas, 3 ripe bananas that you've mashed up. If your bananas are not ripe, there is a trick. You can put them on a cookie sheet, put them in the oven at 350 degrees, and when they start to peel away, they are ready to be mashed up. So, I like a little bit of texture. So I don't like to mash mine too much. I like the texture in there. We add that there. Now we have 1 apple that I've kept the peel on for nutrition and for the crunch too. And this is a Granny Smith that I cut into small pieces. You can use any kind of apple that you like, whatever you like. Okay, so that goes in there as well. Those are the wet ingredients, and I think I have to put in the vanilla, of course. We have a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to eyeball it. And a 1/2 cup of plain yogurt. Now, if you don't have any yogurt in the house, no worries. You can take buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can take regular milk. Add about a tablespoon to a 1/2 cup, about a tablespoon or so, maybe less, to a cup of milk. Turn it, and it sours it, and you got yourself buttermilk, or a substitute for buttermilk. Oops, that goes in there too. Okay, That also brings richness. And
Just a plain yogurt.
a plain yogurt, yeah. You don't want to put any flavors in there. Although that
Interesting.
would be interesting. Maybe an apple yogurt or banana yogurt
Or vanilla.
or vanilla. Vanilla. All right. It's worth a try. Okay. So now the dry ingredients. We're going to sift them into here. We're going to have dry ingredients. Let me see the flour. 2 cups of flour. There's 1. 2 cups of flour. That goes in there. We have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I use kosher salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. That goes in there. We have this is what, baking soda. Baking soda. We have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. That goes in there. And baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. A lot of ingredients, but you know, when you make a cake, always 2 of this. 1, 2 baking powder. Okay, whoops. All right, give that a sift. Make sure, look, I made a mess again. Some days it's a little mess. Other days it's a huge mess. Today it's a huge mess. Baking is, I think, my worst, Dan? When I bake, I think it's my worst. Okay, now to the dry ingredients, we're going to add some nuts. These are chopped pecans. You can add walnuts if you want, whatever you like, or no nuts at all. It's entirely up to you. What I do with my nuts is that I like to toast them, because toasting them in the oven or on a frying pan with no oil will bring the essential oils out of the nuts, and it'll make them sweeter and make them more flavorful and less bitter. So I really recommend that if you can, if you feel like it. So to this, I'm going to add a handful. Yeah, because I want to put some on top, about like that. All right. So let me use a spoon to mix that in. The reason you put the nuts in the flour is because you don't want the nuts to fall to the bottom or rise to the top of the batter. All right, in goes the dry ingredients. Just like that. Oops. So you're going to preheat your oven to 350, and you're going to prepare a 9-inch springform pan. And what I mean by prepare is I'm going to show you. I use 2 6-inch pans because I'm going to freeze it. Because there's just Dan and I mean, we do share with our buddies and our family. But I'd rather just be really cautious and freeze it, and then we can take it out. I actually freeze it. I cut it in half or even quarters, wrap them up really well, and then I freeze those, and then they're ready for us to eat anytime. So you want to mix this, but you don't want to overmix it because you don't want it to get tough. Okay, there we go. Springform pans. You can put parchment paper at the bottom of that if you want. I'm not going to this time, but I am going to spray it. Now this is fantastic. I usually oil and then flour my pans. This has oil and flour in it already. Fantastic. So we're just going to do that. I'm going to take a paper towel and just make sure I get everywhere. That doesn't sound like it's in there. There we go. Okay. All right. Now we divide it evenly into the pans. They go.
So far so good.
Oh no.
I spoke too
You
soon.
spoke too soon. I'm telling you. bake. It's something else. All right. That goes there. I'm going to scrape the bowl. Make sure I get it all in there. All the goodness. So you evenly put them in it. But if you're using one springform pan, then you just plop it all on top. There we have it. Let me get this out of the way. I made a mess. Okay. So on top of this, so I'm going to just mix this around a bit. I got a bit of. All right. Give it a good shake or a good pound just to get any air that might be in it out of it. And then I'm going to top each one with more nuts. You know how much I love my pecans. Just love them. All right. Okay, there you have it. Looks wonderful already. So this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 35, 40 minutes. Watch it. Put a skewer in it. If it comes out clean, you're good to go. And that's it. So I'm going to see you in about 35 minutes. You're going to see me in about 30 seconds. See you soon. Hi everybody, welcome back. Here's our banana apple nut cake. Now as you can see, they look slightly different. Full disclosure and transparency, full transparency. One, the springform pan that I used was leaking. So I had to take all the batter out, reposition it, put some aluminum foil on the outside of it, spray it again, wash it, spray it again, put the batter back in, and the nuts on top just got mixed in, which is fine. It works. Second of all, I said about 30-35 minutes. We're talking more like an hour. So watch it very carefully. I've got two here, so it was a little bit less. But just remember to, at around the 35-40 minute mark, you want to put a skewer in. If it comes out clean, then it is done. But it'll take about an hour. So like a banana bread, I suppose. Okay, we're going to give it a try.
And the sugar?
Yeah, there's a third one. But I wanted to dry it first. I told you to put in 2 cups of powdered sugar. It's actually 1 cup. So I want to see how sweet it is. And if it's too sweet, then, okay, it is too sweet. And you cut it down to 1 cup. Okay, that's not working. Okay. Put a little butter on it. It's still warm. You want to let it sit in the springform pans for about 10 minutes before you release them, and then you very carefully release them. And they don't stick if you properly prepare the pan. Okay, here we go. It's not sweet at all. Okay, so if you want to put 2 cups, put 2 cups. The recipe calls for 1, but 2 is fine. Not the least bit sweet. It's delicious though. Super, super moist. Really, really tasty. Anyway, we do not edit, as you can tell. Oh, Lordy B. Anyway, I hope you like this. Please give it a try. It really is beautiful. Check that out. Beautiful, beautiful cake. It's so moist and so tasty. Really good. Warms your tummy. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Give it a try. Give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Stay safe. Be kind to yourself and to others. But most of all, we all make mistakes. It's okay. And forget the mess. See you next time.